Downtown Atlanta, October 7th. You are looking at Crazy Atlanta, a restaurant slash travel spot slash bar slash hangout. I am here downtown on the corner of Cortland and Andrew Young. Crazy Atlanta is across the street there. I am standing over here with my All-Stars, nicely dyed red from some William wannabe whose mother left them at the Salvation Army store for me to buy. I am standing on the corner here across the street from Crazy Atlanta at the Sheraton, I guess. Nice hotel. One of many here downtown on the campus of Georgia State, I believe. Anyways, being here, I'm kind of reminded of work I once did when I was a younger man. And I taught English, composition, writing at a community college in South LA called Trade Technical College. And I taught there for a number of years. And it was my first teaching job, and it's one of those things that a lot of people say, it was the worst experience of my life, but I wouldn't give it away for anything because I learned so much. Anyways, in the time that I was there, I had standards. I adopted standards and kept to them, maintained them, because one of the classes I taught there was college composition. It was a composition college level class, not remedial, that the students could take once they leave Trade Tech to someplace like Georgia State, who will accept that college composition class for credit. So I had my standards in all the classes I taught, but still teaching there as an adjunct teacher, as a part-time contract laborer, I got a lot of attitude from a lot of my colleagues. Part-time, not so much not full-time. Full-time didn't give me as much attitude as the part-time workers that I had there. The women and the men who taught part-time at this trade technical community college in South LA. And what I got from them was this attitude that I was being hard on students. I was a bit too demanding for students. I got a lot of attitude that, you should care for these students, because these students, you understand, come from a community that, you might not realize being so intelligent, and having, on and on and on, it. But, in spite of that, I kept my standards and maintained them, much to the chagrin of my colleagues, and got a lot of flack for it, let's say. Anyways, years passed, and I left the school eventually. And I read in the paper one day, the LA Times, where USC football players, which is USC is like right down the road from Trade Technical College, near the new Ram Stadium. Anyways, they wind went down the highway, so to speak, to the USC football players that they could get a cheap grade from Trade Tech. For I think it was Spanish primarily is what they noted in the article, that to fulfill the I don't know what college football players are doing with foreign language requirement, but to fulfill that requirement, they could go down the road. There's a very nice lady that cares for her students down there, and you just show up, be kind to her because she's kind to you, and you'll get your A. And so a lot of students, football players, USC football players, were taking their scholarships, their down the road, and cashing them in at this South Central LA Community College for USC credit that USC will pick up and accept. Well, USC got wind of this and were not too pleased on picking up these credits that these football players had earned down the street. So anyways, to make a bad situation worse, it made both schools, this private elite institution and this Trade Technical South LA Community College, look bad. But everybody loves everybody. It turned out that talk to each president. Oh, the greatest school is Trade Tech. Oh, the greatest school is USC. But the school USC did not accept the grades in the final analysis, and the students were reprimanded, and the credit pipeline was cut to Trade Technical College. So after reading that, I felt a little bit justified in what I did in the years I spent at the college. Also, I think a year or two after that, I read something in the, may have been the Los Angeles Times, if not the LA Times, it was the New York Times, about Atlanta Public Schools and how a superintendent, all the way at the top of the executive office chain, all the way down to teachers in the classroom, were erasing student answers on standardized tests and putting in the right answers on student tests. It seems the newspaper here did an audit of the grades, because this superintendent walks into the school system here, and all of a sudden the graduation rates, the assessment test scores go through the roof, and it becomes suspicious after a few years. Like, wow, what a miracle worker. And so AJC here did a little audit and found out, but it was a win-win situation for everybody for a time. The superintendent got bonuses because, graduation rates were going up. Students got graduations. They got their degrees to go to Georgia State, and, trade technical colleges around here in the South or in LA. So everybody was happy until the newspaper found out and bust the bubble, and now they're doing time right up the street, maybe here at the jailhouse, off of Cortland, as a matter of fact. Anyways, just a thought to start the morning here in crazy Atlanta.